my main problem. Thick neighbours. I look across my garden fence, the newly formed morning dew clustering around its metal edges, vying for place alongside the rivets and bolts that hold my backyard adjacent to my neighbours. Suddenly, my gaze is drawn away from the innocent watering of parched and dry flower beds. It is rudely grabbed and thrust upwards at the mound of flesh, now squeezing its way through the saloon-sided doorway. When my neighbour has finished extracting himself from a prison of his own design, one made not with brutalist construction, but with Art Deco and modernist architecture, not with steel bars, but with stucco, not with cold justice, instead with a sickly application for his own glamorous fashion sense. He waddles his way over to the glass and metal coffee table standing the other side of the concrete balcony. Disgusting how such a creature, this behemoth, could have lived for as long as this. How this animal had found its way to sunny California to confront me with its own morbid obesity. He turns his head like an owl, pivoting the bowling ball mounted in its socket to turn his face at me, in the process folding over thousands of layers of loose skin. The end result reminds me of a camera lens focusing on a young prospect, while behind the screen a sweating, grinning 48-year-old man lies in wait, keeping his body poised, ready to release a torrent of jizz at any point. "Higher," he says, with a voice thick with depths of obliviousness only to the very young or stupid can plumb success. Hot bile raises in my throat, singing the delicate tissue around my uvula, making me wince. In an effort to retain my calm, disinterested composure, I casually gesture back at him with my head, employing the standard neighbour-to-neighbour half nod to clearly lay out my disconnection from the conversation. He misunderstands and takes my nod as an invitation to begin some kind of ritual of small talk. Slowly, steadily, he begins to plod towards the barrier between our two walls. "Watering the plants, eh?" he says, chuckling sickeningly. "Yes," I said in one note, "if I am to engage with this Goliath of naive consumerist values, I will do with as little effort as possible." "Oh yeah, that's good." I say nothing. What can I say to this? It isn't a question, nor an answer to anything that has been asked. Instead, I simply look at him. "I'm just taking a break from exercising myself," he says proudly, gesturing back to the open doorway with his hand filled with a half-eaten cheeseburger. Through the knobbly white of the gap, I see the exercise bike. The kind you might find in an old gym, or more likely a jumbo sale, some back alley garbage merchant's dumpster aisle. I do nothing. If I don't say anything, maybe he will leave. Get back to. I lost 10 pounds in a week just working out on that thing. From this, I gather at some point last week he weighed more than he does now. I wouldn't keep going if it weren't for my wife, he says wistfully in an attempt to keep his floundering conversation going. He gestures again, this time with his left hand to a beautiful woman standing at the kitchen sink. Though I can't see everything, I can see her body from head to midriff. She's gorgeous, model quality, totally out of this guy's league. What's she doing here? With him? I realize suddenly that monster across me is still talking. After that close call, she really got me on the whole fitness thing, you know? I nod my head once more, but my mind has turned from this man, this pig, across to something else. It was nice to talk to you, I say, interrupting his talk on the benefits of carb loading, while also carb dumping. I have to finish some work off inside my house right now. No problem, he says. If you wanted to come over for dinner sometime, I'm sure I could get the missus to accommodate you. Now there's an idea. I go back inside my house, shutting the door behind me. I'm sure I could get the missus to accommodate you, I'm sure. The end of part 1. Thick Neighbours, written by Alex Quinn.